Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Betty's Kitchen. I'm here with my friend Annie, and we're going to teach you how to make a chocolate birthday cake, gluten-free, today. It's my grandmother's birthday coming up, and she has celiac disease, so I borrowed a cookbook from her, and I'm making her a chocolate birthday cake.
Well, I am so excited, Betty, because last night I got engaged.
Congratulations!
Yes, thank you. And my poor fiance, what a wonderful man, but he suffers from celiac as well. So I am just at a loss right now on how I'm going to cook for him.
Oh, it's very, very simple. And even though there are a lot of ingredients, we're going to teach you how to make this. It is delicious chocolate birthday cake, and I guarantee you will not be able to tell the difference between the gluten-free kind and the non-gluten-free kind. So let me show you what we're going to use for our ingredients.
Okay, now I'm just so overwhelmed. Where do I even find these ingredients?
You can find them at any grocery store. Usually a grocery store will have an organic or a health food section of an aisle that will have the gluten-free products. Always look to see if it says gluten-free on the label though. If it doesn't say gluten-free, it's not gluten-free.
Oh, good to know.
Yes. So, at most grocery stores, they should have them though. I go to ShopRite and Shaw's, but they do have them at Stop and Shop, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, any sort of grocery store.
Okay.
So, first we have our just white granulated sugar. We have vanilla extract. We have melted butter in substitution of vegetable oil. We have 2 eggs, brown sugar, instant espresso powder, baking powder, gluten-free.
Oh, good. I was going to test you on that one, Betty.
Salt, baking soda, and unsweetened baking cocoa powder. We're also going to use some chocolate chips for the frosting, but we'll get to that later.
So, Betty, Jack can have sugar. I had no idea.
Yes, he can have sugar. The main difference is this rice flour. That's the big difference in the gluten-free versus the non-gluten-free. Rice flour and all rice products are gluten-free.
Okay.
Just have to make sure on the label it's not mixed with anything else.
Betty,
Okay.
I am so happy that you called me over today. It was a rainy morning outside, and as soon as she called, I grabbed my fresh white shirt, my apron, and I headed over to her house.
Okay, everyone, so whenever you're ready, go get on your fresh white shirt. Get on your apron if you have one. These ones are a gift from my grandmother. Whenever you're ready, play this video and we'll get started. So, first, we're going to preheat our oven. I preheated the oven already, just so it would be ready in time to bake in 350.
350, okay.
And then I put on some water for boiling because that's in our first step. We use these 9-inch round pans. We have 2 of them. It's going to be a double layer cake. These are pre-greased. I just greased them with some Pam. And we have all our bowls out and everything we'll need. So first, Annie, we're going to take this bowl. I'm going to have you start off by, we're going to use the espresso powder first. And we'll just take 2 tablespoons of this and put it in the bowl.
Okay. No, I'm not much of a cook, Betty, so
Oh, it's
tell me if I'm
very,
doing
very
anything
simple.
wrong.
Very simple. Yep, just stick the spoon right in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, well then. Let me help you.
Okay. Doesn't fit in the jar.
So it doesn't have to be exact, you know, just 2 tablespoons. There we go. Okay, so we're going to close that back up, lay our spoon down, and if you'd measure 1 cup of this boiling water in there,
Smells
we'll mix
delicious
the
already.
espresso powder.
Now this must give it flavor because I hear
It
that
does. It
gluten-free
gives it
foods
flavor.
are very bland.
They tend to be, which is one thing my grandmother had a tough time with. Not being able to eat all the food she was used to. So,
Okay, there's 1 cup. Is that what you said, Betty?
yep, we're going to put 1 cup of the boiling water, and we're just going to whisk it with this fork. If you have a whisk, that's the best way to do it, but I just use a fork. Now we're gonna let that cool for a second while we get the rest of our ingredients together.
Okay.
So then we're gonna need a half a cup of cold water. So I'm gonna take our measuring cup, rinse it out a little with some cold water.
Now, Betty, how long do I whisk this for?
Just, that should be good.
Okay.
Okay, we have a half cup here. So we're gonna mix in our half a cup of cold water. You can add that in. We're gonna do 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. Seems like I'm just about out, so I'll have to get some more at the store. We'll just toss this away.
Okay.
And next, we're gonna add in our oil and eggs. Since I didn't have any more oil left, we're just using melted butter. So that's a half cup or 1 stick of butter. We're gonna put that in. And our eggs, why don't you give that another little whisk, Betty?
Okay.
I mean, Annie, I'm Betty. And yeah, you can pour that right in and whisk it up.
So this is the substance of the cake.
These are the wet ingredients, and then we're gonna mix in the green bowl over here the dry ingredients. I'm gonna put
Okay.
this back.
So we need to do them separately. Is that important for the folks at home, Betty?
Yeah, that's always a good thing of baking is separating the wet and the dry ingredients. I can't hear when you're doing that. And then mixing them after. So, yep, we're gonna mix those. And then we'll just kind of leave that to the side while we put the dry ingredients together. So this is a very simple recipe, and I've made the cake only once, but it was so delicious. I would like to make it for anyone else's birthday who's not even gluten-free.
Really? The taste is that good?
It is that good. That good. I'm gonna rinse off our spoon.
Because since I've been dating Jack, I've tried some gluten-free desserts from the store, and they are just not the same.
No, they aren't the same. Anyone who has celiac disease has a tough time finding something that's a good texture, just like something made with regular flour. So this green bowl is going to be for our dry ingredients.
Okay, just set this aside for a
Yep,
minute.
we'll just put that aside. Now we're going to take our rice flour. Remember, you can use just a gluten-free flour or a tapioca flour or anything that says gluten-free. But this is rice flour that we use. So let's see how much flour. We need 2 cups of this. So we will, why don't we measure it in that little cup?
Okay.
That's 1/3 of a cup, so we'll just measure 6 of these and make sure it's flat before you put it in.
Okay.
Put a little more.
Now, I feel selfish for even asking this, Betty, but is celiac disease contagious?
No, Annie, it's not contagious one bit. Nope.
I mean,
You can eat whatever gluten-free foods you want, and unfortunately Jack can't eat the foods that you have that are not gluten-free, but is not contagious.
Okay.
Is that your 3rd one?
This is 3 coming up.
Okay. So, you're going to do 6 of those, so while Annie's getting the flour together, I'm going to get the cocoa powder out. Now this is just natural, unsweetened baking cocoa. And we're going to use 3/4 of a cup of this. So, first I'll add in my brown sugar, since I have this already prepared. This is 1 cup of light brown packed sugar. I'll just put that in. And now we can put in our baking cocoa. So that's 3/4 of a cup.
Well, sure are a lot of ingredients in this recipe.
There are. That's one of the only drawbacks. Usually I like a a recipe that doesn't have too many ingredients. I know my grandma likes that too. It makes it simple, but all the ingredients in here are really, really delicious in this cake. So,
Now, Betty, how long has your grandmother been gluten-free?
I think for about 2 years now. It was a while before they diagnosed her, but so this is 3/4 of a cup of baking cocoa. It was a while before they diagnosed her, but now she's so much better and cooking a lot for herself and baking a lot too. She bakes muffins almost every day.
Wow, should get her recipe.
I know, I should. So now we just have the white sugar, the baking powder, the baking soda, and the salt to add. So of the just regular granulated sugar, we're going to add in 1 cup. Do you want to measure that in there?
Sure.
And put baking powder and baking soda and salt also. So we'll let Annie do that first so everyone can follow along at home.
Okay, 1 cup of sugar coming up.
Okay. That looks perfect. So we have 1 cup of sugar we add in there, of the white sugar. And then of the baking powder, we have 2 teaspoons. 1. And make sure your baking powder is fresh or not past the expiration date. Otherwise it really won't do its job. So then the baking soda, we do 1 teaspoon of, that should be good, and a teaspoon of salt. I'm not going too fast for you, Annie, am I?
Oh, I'm just taking it all in, you know. I'm not much of a cook as it is, and this gluten-free stuff is just a little overwhelming at first.
Well, the good thing with these videos is that after we make this video, you can just go back ahead and watch it, pause it, and, you know, finish your part of whatever you're working on, play it again, and do it to whatever time is best for you. So, now we have all of our dry ingredients in here, and we are going to mix them together.
Okay.
And add in the bowl of wet ingredients.
Right. You know, Jack does love his sweets, so it's great to know that he can have all this sugar and chocolate without any problem.
It's still, you want to eat it in moderation. You don't want to still have, you know, any amount of sweets for anyone is, or a big amount of sweets for anyone is not great. But people who have to eat gluten-free do not have to cut out their sweets completely. So,
Now, is it true that gluten-free desserts don't make you gain weight?
no, that is not true. That is a myth. So any kind of gluten-free dessert can have just as much sugar and fat and calories as any other dessert that's not gluten-free. So you still want to eat it in moderation. You don't want to have too much. So maybe not a whole birthday cake for Jack himself. Maybe split it among a few people. Okay, so why don't we add in those other ingredients?
Okay.
Your bowl over here.
It's helpful to have this nice big bowl.
Yeah, that's always a good thing. You want a nice big bowl when you're making, especially a cake like this.
Okay, just pour that on in there.
Okay, so now we're just gonna, you know, mix that together.
Smells just delicious, Betty.
Yep, and just keep mixing it. If you have a electronic mixer, that's probably the best way to do it, which we have, but I don't think it's working actually.
Okay.
And yep, just keep stirring that.
Now there are a lot of lumps. Is that because this is gluten-free?
Nope, it's not because it's gluten-free. It's just you just have to keep stirring. Okay, do you want me to take over?
Oh no, I can do it, Betty.
Okay.
You just be patient with me. I'm not